Hola, I'm Wanda Colon, and this is Spanglish Cooking. Today we're going to make one of the staples in my family growing up, arroz con gandules, but Spanglish style. All right, so this is a calderón. This is what we used all of the time, but since we're doing it Spanglish style, we're going to get rid of this. You can't always find it at your local grocery store. We like to use things that you can find at any grocery store. I'm going to get rid of that, and we're going to use our conventional pot. That simple. Puerto Ricans use sofrito for a lot of the base of all of their cooking. We're not making sofrito today. It's a little bit complicated. I want to make it Spanglish style, so I'm going to teach you a little trick. Just go to your local grocery store and get pico de gallo. Make sure it's fresh, or if they don't have pico de gallo, you can even use fresh salsa. It smells delicious because it has all of that freshness in there. It has onions and tomatoes and cilantro and garlic. Everything that we need for sofrito, but a really big shortcut. All right, so I'm gonna put that in my blender. I'm gonna add a little bit of tomato sauce. I would say probably 2 or 3 tablespoons. And then I'm just gonna blend it. I have to tell you, it smells just like the sofrito that my dad makes at home. Yummy. One of my best friends, her name is Elda, she told me she was vegetarian, and I have to tell you, she's Mexican, and she was the first Mexican I ever met that was vegetarian, and she totally laughed when I said that to her, because she said, my whole family's vegetarian. I'm like, what do you cook? But I wanted to give her some rice and gandules, make it taste authentic, but make it vegetarian style. So this is my arroz con gandules vegan style. What I have here is my chorizo. You can get this at any grocery store. It has all of the flavors of chorizo, which is pork-based, without the meat. It has a casing, so what you want to do is just put a nice slice over the casing and remove the casing. And it even looks like meat. It's so delicious. Ahora estamos listos to start cooking. So what I'm gonna do is put my heat to medium high. The next thing I'm gonna do is put about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I wanna make sure that's nice and hot. It's time for my chorizo. So I'm just gonna take it and put it all in the pot. And you can hear it cooking. And you want to cook it all in the bottom. And what's beautiful about this is the color. It's going to add a nice, rich, beautiful color to my rice. All right, this is starting to cook. It smells delicious. The next thing I want to add is my sofrito. So we're just going to pour some in. I would say about 1/4 cup of sofrito. Let that cook and meld with the chorizo. It's starting to smell like my dad's cocina. While that's cooking, I'm gonna show you all of my other ingredients. 4 cups of rice. The next thing is my gandules. They're green pigeon peas. I really like the Goya brand. It's what I grew up on, and you can find them in the ethnic aisle at your grocery store. Some tomato sauce. And my Spanglish style season mix. The first thing I'm going to put in my pot is the rice. I have 4 cups of long grain white rice. And to that, I'm gonna add my beans or pigeon peas. If you can't find the pigeon peas, you can really substitute any type of bean, would work nicely with this rice. Kidney beans are a really good substitute. And then I'm gonna add the rest of my tomato sauce. When you're putting your beans or your pigeon peas into the rice, make sure that you don't drain them. Use that same liquid that it's been in the can because it has that wonderful flavor. All right, the last thing that we're gonna add before the spice mix is some water. So we have 4 cups of water. And my father used to always say to me, as long as it covers everything and gives you like a 1/2 inch, you're right on target. But I measured it out. It makes it a lot easier and it's less intimidating when you have the right measurement. And now we're gonna stir it all together. Then we're gonna add some of my Spanglish style season mix. I'm gonna start with about a good tablespoon. You can always add more later and stir it all in. What's really important is that you season it really well because rice is very much like pasta. It has no flavor until you put the flavor in it. So we need it nice and salty and it'll absorb all of that flavor. I want to taste it and make sure it doesn't need more salt. It's really good. It tastes delicious. I'm going to put a little extra salt in there because, like I said, it'll all absorb into the rice, and I think that'll be perfect. Okay, I'm going to let my rice cook for about 10 minutes uncovered, and all of the flavors are going to start absorbing into the rice. All right. The water has almost evaporated, but there's still some water in there. Now I want to just stir it all up. Oh, it smells so good. All right, this is my trick that I always do. I use aluminum foil before I put the lid on it. It really helps because it steams the rice, opening it all up, making it nice and fluffy. I'm gonna lower the heat to a simmer and then I'm gonna let it sit for about 20 minutes before I check it. Okay, 20 minutes has passed and it smells good in here. Let me check it. Ooh, that looks really great. This is a good time to stir the rice and you can see that it's almost ready. My rice is looking nice and fluffy and it's opening up beautifully. Put the lid back on nice and tight and wait another 10 minutes. All right, I'm gonna check and see if my arroz con gandules is ready. It is. It looks so beautiful. It's nice and fluffy. It has beautiful color. All there's left to do is for me to taste it. It's gonna be really hot. It's perfect, it's delicious. You would never know that I didn't use real chorizo in it. What's great about this, there's a lot of protein in my gandules and in the chorizo, so it's a meal all in one. It's a beautiful side dish, but if you have someone over who's a vegetarian, they'll be completely satisfied.